Hey guys, Danielle at Danielle TBD.
I'm Marisa at Marisa Rothman.
And this is our Vodcast, We Have Thoughts. And today we have thoughts about the new fall series. So what we'll do is we'll go network by network, right? And we'll start with ABC because it's alphabetically, like normal, A, top of the alphabet. Anyway, I think people might be surprised. I'm gonna pick Blackish that I want to talk about because the thing with Blackish that I find really interesting is that it's pretty much Modern Family with an African American family. In the sense that what I gathered from TCA, from Kenya and Larry and Anthony, that the episodes are, the story is really, here is an affluent African American family living in suburbia, and here are stories about what they go through and their lives. And to me, that's what Modern Family is, because it's family stories about this one specific family. It feels very on brand for the network. I like the talent involved a lot. I will say that the pilot itself, at first, I thought I had a harder time with it because I felt like it went a little big to me. There's this big storyline about the son wanting a bar mitzvah. And I was like, that seems over the top, and that to me isn't necessarily the way to get people into this show and these people. And it felt like it would have been a good episode 6-7 episodes down the line when you already knew them and liked them and felt like this was believable. And then listening to Anthony say that he actually had that happen to him, I was like, oh, so this is just a way to throw yourself into the family and the things that happen to them, rather than what I just said, where it's building up to that. And I kind of realized normally I criticize shows for taking too long to get somewhere. So the fact that this is here, this is who this family is, and they have a unique situation, but not completely unique. It's still relatable. It's still a family. That stuff excites me. I will also say that I like the kids a lot. I feel like these shows you live and die on the kids, and I think these are good ones. I'm hoping they'll tone down Anthony's character a little bit, because I do feel like in the pilot, he's kind of curmudgeonly in a way that age defies. He's not old enough to be that kind of grumpy old man. And it bothered me that he was concerned that his kids didn't see race. There's a thin line between I want my kids to know where they come from and to understand the culture, and the fact that you're saying they don't see race, and that's a problem to me.
But that's the entire show.
The pilot.
But that's the kind of what they've pitched as the entire show. It's not that this is something where he's not happy about that. This is what the show is about, is basically him trying to make them more in touch with who they are.
But I don't think that but just because he wants that, I don't think he's going to succeed. I think that part of the point of the show is to say this is one man's opinion, and it's maybe valid for him and where he comes from, but it's not valid for today's world. I would hope that most people would watch that pilot and they'd listen to him say, oh, how do you not see race? And then listen to his wife say, I think that's so beautiful, and agree with the wife and say yeah, they should know where they come from, but the fact that, they look at their white friends in school and they don't feel any different, that's progress. We don't want people to feel different for whatever reason. So to me, the Ed O'Neill's character in Modern Family had a lot of those moments too, especially early on, of he's outdated, he's uptight in a lot of ways, and we've seen him come around.
I think there's, at least for me, the difference is that Ed O'Neill was not the star and face of the series. He is a star and he's a huge portion of the show, but it was very much built as an ensemble around 6 leads for Modern Family. Mm-hmm. Whereas Anthony Anderson is the face of Blackish. He is this person that you're coming in through.
In the pilot he is, yeah.
That's the show. For me, it's the...
But I don't think that they won't use everybody else as an ensemble the way...
But it's the same thing in the sense of, in some ways, with any show where there is one lead, if you're a good writing team or a decent writing team or a remotely smart writing team, you use your ensemble. Right. But it doesn't mean that the lead is still not the lead. So I think it's
but it doesn't mean that the lead has to. And again, like it will remain to be seen on what they not only do with the character, but also how the audience reacts. And the way that I watch Blackish is obviously unique to my experience compared to other people. So what I was about to say was, the lead of the show, yes, you're coming into the show through him, and he's doing, voiceover narration in the pilot, so you're getting his thoughts and his points of view in a way that you don't get the other characters, but you don't necessarily have to agree with him. On any smart show, like there are anti-heroes, and I'm not saying that he's an anti-hero, but there are different levels to which you either relate to the lead or agree with them on any given episode storyline, or going forward, even who knows, maybe I would love to see going forward not just him narrating things, because we see on Modern Family that they mix it up, and it's not one person's point of view all the time.
No,
they might not do that. No. They may say, hey, we're ripping from Anthony's life, and he is really it's his vehicle, so they may keep it 100% all, even if it were to last for 4 or 5 years, whatever, it always may be him at the center.
Yeah, for me, the Modern Family comparison,
it's basic.
No, but to me,
it's reductive.
I don't find it funny, and I find the voiceover so obnoxious that I don't know. For me, I think there's a difference between having an anti-hero and having a character who you just don't want to spend time with. Like, because you might.
I just have that with him. I didn't agree with him, but at the same time, I wasn't like, I never want to hear you speak. You're just crazy and wrong and awful. You know what I mean?
It wasn't so much crazy and wrong.
No,
and awful.
I know.
It was just the issue of, it was so much that I felt bad for his wife, and if it was more of an ensemble series, or if I had any ounce of faith that it would be an ensemble series, maybe I'd watch more. But there's so much television. There's so much good or decent television that I'll watch a couple of more, because I generally do give comedy a couple more episodes, but I don't see myself watching beyond 2 or 3. Because
it's not going to be for everybody. No. And that's the thing. Like, it's whether it should be universal or not, I don't think is something that. I don't think that people should ever strive for universality in comedy, because I think the broader you go, like, the less relatable you actually make it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't grow up in an African American family in the suburbs, so I can't speak to, like, I actually relate to this because X. But there were enough things in there in the family that I think if you stripped culture and race out of it were relatable. I think, like, the way that people related to each other. And to me, like, that's what makes it a little bit more universal, but, like, I also like the fact that we can watch this family. And I hope that going forward, they're not constantly pointing out, hey, we're a black family, this is why, because then you're pointing out differences, when really you should just be telling a story about this family who happens to be black. So, I don't know, I like where I see possibilities for it, and I did laugh a number of times in the pilot, so,
Not once, didn't even smile.